Hello, TikTokers. Melvin Germain here, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I'm not here to read a poem today. You know, I'm a Canadian poet, and I love to write poetry. And I was going to write about this particular subject that I want to talk to you about, but I will probably write a poem about it a little later. However, I wanted to come by, and my main thing today is, as I said, not to write poetry, but I would like to ask you to please be patient. One of the number one things I want to talk about today is please be patient. You know, we're going through a lot of hard times. There's people coming into the country, a lot of people coming into Canada. Why? Because it's a better place to be. And a lot of them need your patience. Some of them don't drive as well as we do. That's true. But you know what? Give them some space. Just be a little bit patient. So, you know, we're suffering here in Canada right now. We have a housing crisis. And so the leaders are saying that they're going to be building more houses for people coming into the country. A few weeks ago, some people came into the country, refugees, and had to sleep on the ground outside of Peter Street. Come on. That's terrible. And we all looked at it very, very upset to think that that was happening. Unfortunately, a lot of those people were black people. Yes, we noticed that. I noticed that immediately, right away, and wanted to see if any of the ministers maybe would have mentioned it. And there was one gentleman that did mention it, one of the MPs. So I wasn't the only one that noticed that. So we still have a problem here with racism. You must know that in other countries. It is not perfect here in Canada. But the people that do come in, we want you to be patient. Want you to be kind. Want you to talk nicely to people. Welcome them here. You know, I remember when my grandmother brought some family over here. My grandmother and grandfather, they were instrumental at bringing family here too, because we all wanted to have a better life, just like these people want for their children, so they can grow up happy and get their education here and have a better life. Everybody deserves that. And everybody deserves love. So, you know, along with more people coming into the country, there's always problems with people thinking you're coming here, taking our jobs. Well, I found out there's a lot of jobs out there right now, and a lot of people are not working. They don't want these jobs. So I asked myself the question, why are there so many jobs out there? There's apparently trucking jobs out there. There's cleaning jobs out there. There's some labor jobs out there. Why are these jobs empty? Yesterday, I happened to be shopping at Costco. I paid for my groceries and found out I only had one package of muffins when I was actually allowed to have two packages. So they told me I could go back and get another package, and it's the same price, all in one. I started to go back, and oh my goodness, my legs were hurting. I'm a senior, walking all the way back. You know how long Costco is. Well, when I got there, I picked it up. Now my whole side is beginning to ache, and I'm feeling weary, and I've got to get out of there. Well, I've got the receipt in hand, and I have the muffins, so I go to the exit door, and I'm just going to show the girl, and of course she's going to let me out because I have the receipt in my hand. Well, she was more concerned as to where was the rest of my groceries. Well, they were with my friend who was waiting at the till. They didn't have a runner. Normally, Costco has a runner. I'm going to stop there. There was a lot more to the story. But usually, when something like that happens, they send one of their people back to the department to get what you need, and they'll bring it back. They're usually healthy. They have no leg problems. And for a senior, they'll go back and do that. Well, they didn't yesterday. And it ended up being not very nice. It wasn't a good or friendly situation. Let's put it that way, okay? Anyway, patience was absolutely necessary yesterday. And patience is necessary always. So that was the number one thing. I want you to be calm. I want you to think about seniors. You don't know anything about seniors, young people. And your patience may run just, you don't have it right now. Nobody talks about it. Nobody sits you down and says, you know, when you reach a certain age, certain things happen. Now, there are some people that become very upset when they're trying to back up a car. And a lady hit me once in the parking lot. She was an older woman. I was maybe in my 60s. She was in her late 70s. She had problems backing up her car, and she hit my car. I drove my car still in and parked, got out, asked her if she was okay. She was fine. I said, can I help you? You get out of your car and I'll park your car for you. No, she said. I've done this 100 times. I know how to park my car. She couldn't believe that she had problems parking her car that day. And I could see she was struggling. I didn't understand at the time why she was struggling so much, because I didn't have any problems like that. Today, I understand, because I don't like backing my car out of a parking space. I don't like doing it. I prefer to wait till everybody is out of the way, and then I'll back up, knowing that it's safe to do it. So, patience. If you see somebody coming out, drive around. Go park somewhere else. Give her some space, or give him some space. Years ago, it happened like that with an old gentleman too, that I had absolutely no patience for. So now I'm here to tell you, it's happening to me now. I see it. I'm telling you it happens. So now when you see that happen, you'll realize, oh, that's what Malvina was talking about. Okay, I've got to have a little bit more patience. Then you move back. Pretend it's your grandmother or your grandfather. Maybe that'll make it a little bit easier to understand. Time. I don't know, I wrote some little clues here. Talked about the driving. Talked about Costco. Oh yes, I definitely want to talk a little bit about this. I went to the department store, my regular co-op store the other day, to buy a little bit of groceries. Not much. I got out of my car, was walking into the store, and I felt there was someone behind me, and there was two people behind me. Obviously, they had been staring at me. They didn't say anything when they were together, but when we got into the store, the lady went one way, the gentleman went the other way. He went towards the lettuce, I went toward the tomatoes. He's looking at me and laughing. He couldn't stop laughing at me. Why? Because I'm a black woman with blonde hair. That didn't seem right, didn't fit well with him. So he thought he would laugh at me, trying to get my attention, so I would become angry, say something to him that would start a whole big confrontation. No, that's not going to happen. I continued to look at my tomatoes, looked everywhere else, didn't pay much attention to him, except when he first started laughing, I looked at him. That was it. He kept laughing. That's when he thought I would talk to him. I didn't. I went my way, walked away from any possible confrontation. I choose to wear my hair blonde. I choose to wear one earring. I choose to wear wraparounds. I like to be different. I choose to wear my rings. I choose to wear my nails in different colors, however I want. That's me. And I don't owe that old man any explanation as to why I dress or do the things that I do. I like to be different. That's me. So what goes along with that? I'm not going to get involved in a confrontation with some old fool. I'm not going to start arguing or fighting with him and then cause a real problem, because somebody's going to get hurt. And it might be me or not. And maybe the police would have to be called. Another night, I got out of my car, a friend drove me there, and I was walking again into that particular store, and a lady was standing out there cussing, just cussing at everyone. And she was mainly cussing at me at that particular time because I was the only one walking in. But she was just cussing away. I didn't look near her. I just walked straight to the store. And that's what I'm suggesting you do. When you run into these types of people, don't stand up and talk to them. Don't argue with them. Don't fight with them, because you're the one that might end up in jail, and especially if you're younger. I really wanted to touch on that. So people who choose to be different like I do, expect that you might find someone that's a jerk of an old man or a jerk of a young person, it could be as well. They might say something to you, trying to get your attention to start a fight. Don't let them get away with it. Walk away. It's okay. Even if they yell at you, she's playing the old lady card. Or a man, he's playing the old man card. Play that card. That's the best card. God bless you all. May you all have a marvelous day. That's all I came here to say. Bye now.